So what do you think? Is the debt snowball better or the debt avalanche? I've always heard the debt snowball was better. I mean, that's what Dave Ramsey always says. But I mean, with the avalanche, I feel like you're gonna save more interest and you'll pay off debt faster. You know, it's not always about saving the most money. Sometimes it's more about getting motivated and seeing quick progress so that you can stick to it. Yeah, I get that. I still feel like it'd be better for me to use the avalanche method. I think what we need to do is a side-by-side comparison. That way, we can tell which will work better for us. I mean, me. Well, why don't you do that and I'll go get dinner started. By the way, I think you've got an audience. Yeah, I'll take care of them. You go get dinner started. So what is the difference between the debt snowball and the debt avalanche, and which one is better for you? In spite of what some super finance gurus might have to say about it. Today, we'll get it all sorted out and help you make the best decision for your family. By the way, don't you wish you could really have a double that could go get dinner started while you figure out your finances? Reminds me of the old movie Multiplicity. Both the debt avalanche and the debt snowball are accelerated methods of paying off debt. In either case, you make a minimum payment on all your debts except one. You focus as much money as possible into a single debt before moving on to the next debt. When you start the second debt, you snowball or avalanche all of the money from the first debt and put it onto the second debt, including the minimum payment that you were already paying. The key difference is the order that you're going to pay off your debts. With the debt avalanche, you'll start paying off the debt with the highest interest first. With the debt snowball, where did that come from? Anyways, with the debt snowball, you're starting paying the debt with the lowest balance first. To begin, you need an accounting of all your debts. List your debts, their payment amounts, and the interest rates. Decide how much extra money you can pay towards the debt each month. This money might come from reducing your expenses in other categories of your budget or an extra income from a side job. Let's look at the example of the debt avalanche first. You will focus on paying the debt with the highest interest first. Put all of your extra money you have into this single debt. Continue to pay the minimum payments on everything else until the first debt is paid off. Once the first debt is paid off, you will then take the entire amount of money you were paying, its minimum payment plus the extra debt money, and move it to the debt with the next highest interest rate. You'll continue this process for all of your debts until you're debt free. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the avalanche method. The pros of this method is that you will be able to pay off your debt early compared to making just minimum payments. You should save the most money on your interest using this method. The cons are that it might take a long time to pay off the highest interest balance first if it also has a high payment or a high balance. It could make it hard to stay motivated, and if you're not motivated, you might quit. So now let's look at the alternate, the debt snowball. The debt snowball is designed to keep you motivated by paying the lowest balance first. This will give you a quick win and help you feel like you're making progress. It also quickly opens up more money to snowball to the next debt. So back to our example. This time you start paying the lowest balance first, ignoring the interest rates. In the same manner, you pay off as much money as you can with any extra money you can come up with, and all of the other debts remain at a minimum payment. When the first debt is paid off, you move to the next lowest balance debt. The pros of the debt snowball are you will pay off debt early compared to minimum payments, just like the avalanche. You should see rapid progress, which can help you stay motivated, and you will save money on interest, even if it's not the most money on interest. The cons are you might pay more than the avalanche method in interest, and it could take slightly longer than the avalanche method, but you'll need to check based on your own debts because everybody's debt is different and it won't always end up being the same. In my example, the Avalanche wins. There's only a slight difference in time to pay off the debts, but you save almost $500 more in interest payments if you chose the Avalanche method. To decide what's right for you, you can use Triggator's accelerated debt payoff tool. You get a free trial of Triggator and enter your budget. Triggator is unique because it will set up your budget for each paycheck so you can focus on the money you have now and make the best decisions. Triggator will also build this debt snowball or avalanche right into your budget. You decide how much money you have extra that you can put towards debt, and Triggator will build a plan right into your budget. In the Debt Payoff Accelerator, you can do a comparison of the snowball or the avalanche. Based on your debts, it will show you projections of how soon you could become debt-free, how much interest you will save, and even how much money you will free up by paying off your debt early. You'll see progress as you go and be able to keep an eye on of the next debt that you're going to be tackling. It's incredibly motivating to see the progress and how much time and money you're going to save. This is exactly what I did to pay off $80,000 of debt in just a few short years. So if you're ready to get started on your debt payoff journey and you're tired of all the stress and you'd like to free up some extra money to save or to spend on things that are important to you, then click the link below and get your free trial of Triggator. It'll save you a lot of money and it'll earn you the freedom that you deserve with your finances. It's the best investment I've ever made with myself. I'm in total control of my money and I feel very confident about my future. I will see you next time, and hopefully I will see you inside the Triggator family.